Ready? Let's lock in, guys. Let's lock in. We found a weekly boss. This we can probably find. Let's fire a child. I've already fought the chess pieces and the soy tots. Let me spend my third set on the target child. Okay. Let's go.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. Not bad. You've got a trick or two.
Can't hide the truth.
Something else catch your eye?
Shower me with praise. Time to shine.
A bitter pill to swallow.
With one heart, we pray.
It all adds
Let me
up.
kill this guy real quick. Easy peasy. Okay. Alright. Now let's go to. Okay, we got Archon's domains. We'll get a Queen Fate in all. Right now, let's go and do 2 artifacts. Oh yeah, let's go and do 2 artifacts. Let us see and better our Nefer pieces.
Leave this place.
Mind the side effects. Seems like an emergency.
No more lies. Time to come clean.
Shh. We got some buzz.
Strike a pose.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Forest, protect us for the everlasting.
It all adds up.
Time to come clean.
Trash. We should have 40 when by the time we finish the Archon, because we'll do the last run at the end. See if I got any pieces for Laoma recently. See if we got any Eon Sands. Okay, any EM Goblet? No. EM Hat. Okay. Okay, I'm guessing that circlet may be better. So I'm gonna just roll it. It got to still get like 1 crit rate at least. If it doesn't get at least, okay, so we can use this one. We can use that. Okay, crap. Let's see. Okay, then like 40 crit rate should be fine. It should be fine, alright. So that's that. Let's go and do commissions, I guess. Claim this.
Add as. I am sorry.
Oh, I haven't completed enough commissions. I was flabbergasted, you know. Let's go and do easy one. Okay, this one will be the easiest one. I was like, did I really miss a day this week, bro? I realized I just didn't complete the commissions.
Falling partially.
The commissions, that's it.
Better hold back this time.
Can't hide the truth.
It all falls into place.
We got a chest. Dubs in the chat, man. Yo, happy birthday, Flimsh. Happy birthday, Flimsh.
That looks like it's worth a pretty sum.
Got a pull too.
Relax. Your secret. Safe with me.
Am I going in there? At least we'll get a full start tomorrow for the reset.
Add ast. Thank you for add. Add ast. You have already claimed. Emote. flames are like a raging torrent that's...
Alright, since we did that,
through the mind.
um, and did we do everything? Here we can start the question now. Alright, let's log in. Meet up with Flynn's at the quarry. The Rache of Solnari has been revived with the aid of a Kovaki beam. Now a new crisis looms over North Krai. Okay. Meet up with Flames at the quarry. Okay. I'm gonna just run. The proof of the cognoscenti. Yo, what are the Rache? Yo, we pulled up with the team one time. And we put on some music.
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This whole area feels like a soulless husk.
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable. As if the power of that energy fiend wasn't enough.
I mean, probably can't only give him 10%.
Seriously, still getting stronger? Ah, everyone's here already. Hey, we made it. So, what's going on?
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike again, but it's like he just vanished into thin air. No one has seen him nor found any trace of his presence. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol. As you can see, the Crystonite itself is physically intact, but the Kuvaki it contained is all but completely diminished.
And we're sure that Rerir did this. Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Reikir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability to contain. The consequences could be catastrophic.
Traveler, do you remember when we encountered Rerir just after regaining his body? There wasn't a shred of sanity left. Nothing but
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started raving about how nothing in this world mattered to him.
Granddaughter.
Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking about it. Oh, but the thought that he's still out there, lurking somewhere and not...
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such overwhelming strength, why would he suddenly go into...
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by force. No point staying in the shadows. Unless something went wrong.
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still have the wherewithal to cover their tracks so perfectly?
What activities?
Me?
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality. It may be that he is simply living in a world of his own.
Actually sounds about right. He was ranting away to himself the whole time, like he had zero interest in talking to us.
There are many unanswered questions here. He could be right under our noses, and we'd still be in the dark. Besides his name and title, we know little about him. Certainly nothing about his past.
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Even Boss hadn't heard of the Rahir of Solnari before all this. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Krai, we still wouldn't. So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. But last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us, and we still barely held our ground. If we had to face him, oh, Paimon's head hurts just thinking about it.
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he attacked the quarry, I'd say it's likely he'll target other places rich in Kuvaki.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Somewhere like the Eye of Krai, or the Pillar of Embla. One thing's for sure. If we just sit back and let him keep absorbing Kuvaki, we really...
I want to see him at full power. One-on-one, traveler.
A
Be
perfectly
very
reasonable hypothesis. However, it is worth noting that these two locations are quite far apart. To investigate them both, we'll need to split up.
I agree, we should split up.
I'll take
Right
Vaka.
now, Rarir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki, not fighting us directly. Once we're done, let's regroup on Hisi Island.
Wait, why Hisi Island?
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki-rich ore.
That's right. Yes, it could well be.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But I guess we don't have much choice, right? We're in a race against time here.
Yo.
And if we do run into Rear, what then?
I'll mut him out, I'll mut him out. Don't worry.
That's when you follow the third rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Alright, bro.
Didn't you say the third rule was go with the flow? I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever. In this situation, go
Face
with
him
the
head on. You don't have to be your head, man.
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rarir, do not pursue him. Get out of the area and alert the rest of us as soon as possible. We need to put safety first.
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Anetha, let's go.
Gosh. Everybody making sure to put in the end. Well, I am Rarir. Limbs.
Any leads?
Nope, diddly squat. No clues. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Oh, I hate this feeling. I'd rather face him head on than be left hanging like this.
Like,
So, you guys didn't find anything either? Not loving the word either. How about you, Flints?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, he was already gone.
Barker?
Almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that, or he's just extremely cautious and doesn't stay in one place for long.
He's been biding his time for a while now. The question...
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest in the fragment in my possession.
All we can do now is hope that Ino and Anefa turn up some leads. Darn it, Rerir. If you've got the guts, come face me one-on-one!
You about to get murked.
Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean...
No, it's Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kutar might be in danger.
Let's get over there, quick!
The Lady Kutar. Yo. Gosh. You getting the same motor at one time?
Why is he attacking the damsel elect? What's going on?
No time for questions.
Gosh. Let's see what we're gonna do.
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
Oh, even Loma in this scene.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now you shall plunge into darkness. Thalindus, soon I will find a way.
Watch out!
You thought the bow was gonna do something, man. That's crazy. Gosh. Back in powers. Are we only running, bro?
Find them. Even if it means turning this place to ashes.
My good warrior.
That was too close.
Warrior, my good man.
We barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
Well, I mean, he was thinking Nikovaki.
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
Facts.
I have a question. When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that all about?
She probably killed his wife.
I wasn't there for the whole thing either. They were already duking it out by the time we arrived. Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all escalated so quickly. We had no choice but to step.
Kutar, can you shed any light on the situation?
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see.
Wait, She's the moon goddess? There are many reasons why people might worship the moon, and just as many why they might despise it. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistake why he holds me in such contempt. I cannot say. But since he hunts the power of the moon...
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way of taking revenge. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you and seeks to take it for his own. The list goes on, but right now, devising a counter-strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to 100%.
A counter-strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world, right? So as long
I thought you wanted to
as we
fight him.
have that Krai undetected. No, I can't say that. Come on, Yehoda. This is serious stuff. You can't suggest we all just chicken out. Running is our only option. Huh? You seem surprised. But what other choice do we have? We are facing an enemy we cannot possibly defeat in battle.
I rough him up, I rough him up.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still. It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to make... Wait, what? You're gonna act as bait?
My good.
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no need for you to risk your necks on my behalf. A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon. What is it, Loma? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential, and this is not my home, so you needn't ask me to stay.
Mean true.
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's not our style. Yeah, we can't just call it quits after everything we've been through together. Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for my liking. But suffice to say that we are friends, and friends look out for one another.
Or gas, no cup.
Riri's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
No matter what, you've been by my side.
Kutar.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Scion so long ago. It was because people started treating prayer as a form of trade. They would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless offerings in return, and then expect you to perform miracles for them, as if that were their entitlement. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything, and that sometimes it takes losing something precious to appreciate its true worth.
Woods, big woods.
After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether the Frost... Any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose. You were born here, and now you've returned.
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little use to you now. Very well then.
Unlike me and the team,
Do
though.
as you say.
Man like
Times
me.
you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that one of your powers as the moon?
It is, but I find it very draining. I'm rejected by the world. My power is dwindling. Like a lake, cut off from its source, slowly shrinking away. Now, it has almost run dry.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my strength. The three moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other two.
Is that what you think?
Moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So when our fingers touched, I was able to restore my strength by drawing Kuvaki from the Eternal Moon's marrow.
Gosh.
But this method of recovery is painfully slow. It's the Wild Hunt!
Okay, that's something we can handle.
Even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation later.
See how those wild hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the heck out of here!
That girl from my bro. Okay, I was about to say, yo. We got a full team now.
Close your eyes.
Oh, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Rear's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Kutar's help to escape! This goes on much longer.
The long sleep beckons. Be silent.
Defensive mode engaged.
The night cometh.
Cleanup sequence in.
Leave this place with one heart.
Observe. Close your eyes. Beware the creatures of the night.
Forest, protect us. By the Frost Moon.
Observe. Be silent.
Gosh. The gold. War introduction, look at all this giving him a cutscene. Hey brother is looking so old. Why that brother so tall?
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
How are you? Uncle Varka! You're back from Amspartnir? Whoa! You're Varka? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius?
Yes, he is. Yes, sir, he is.
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole. Follow me. I know somewhere you'll be safe.
Oh, is that where I think it is?
That's the one. Come on, move!
Why bro smiling like that?
Wow! Where are
I mean, he ain't that tall. He like the same height as Flem's. I thought he looking way taller than he
Well, that goes without saying.
in the earlier
This
scene.
is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Krai, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network. AKA, the black market of intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are in Krai, but they've got as an expeditionary force on foreign soil. Working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on reliable local intel. This is where we meet, so naturally, it's secure. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Krai should be pretty familiar with me by now, but I believe this is the first time we've met. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all of... You look way younger than Paimon expected. But you
Getting older.
definitely have that Grand Master vibe.
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsfartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little surprise, but my squad took heavy injuries and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him.
Also, youth bonds then.
I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained operative. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power.
Note to self, Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Krai? Why has the Wild Hunt returned in humanoid form?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this Wild Hunt activity in Krai is the work of the Raker of Solnari, one of the 5 sinners. Oh, that's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my head around it all.
I'm truly so. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe.
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. You can't predict which way the wind will blow next. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, we've never... But now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a...
A new variable?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. The Wild Hunt is like an unrelenting force of nature. That said, while I know I was explaining everything just now, some of the points that Mr. Flint's added caught...
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from a lethal Kuvaki blast. I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Shit, that happened. I can't remember.
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nodkrayan Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki Survey Log.
Oh.
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing up when we most need them. Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From here on out, your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsfartnir was because we'd had reports about a possible source of the Wild Hunt showing up there. But once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. So maybe luring me away was all a part of his plan.
Maybe, maybe not.
But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari. Krai of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what do we do now?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rarir. If we can't beat him in a straight-up fight. To my knowledge, the bulk of Krai's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for Rarir and...
What if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina? 3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. The Frost Moon was the brightest. And they say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense... I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon...
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things. Perhaps they hold further secrets beyond our understanding.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition. How do we locate the iridescent moon's marrow?
I know a way, but... we will need to visit the Fatui's Experimental Design Bureau. Experimental design? Yes. I must speak with Sandra.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't go alone.
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. His first act since then, after laying... People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so... The Wild Hunt has plagued Krai for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have to get to the root cause of what's driving it.
It's true. If Kuthar hadn't given us that lead, we wouldn't even know his name.
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Krai has a clue, and she has info coming out of her ears.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes to dealing with machine.
Ah, she heard me. Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal. But it looks like this humble
Details. Miss Neffer, the important thing is that since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rarir. Given the severity of the situation, I think it's fair to say that our only chance lies in uniting as one. And I'm talking all the factions in Krai. We can't do this without the Curatorium. But I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So, I took the liberty of reaching out for a little chat.
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this place, Neffer? Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network? And isn't it supposed to be super hidden?
You really think he could have gotten settled in Krai without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig. Of course.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, She's your woman.
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Seems like you've run into some trouble, huh? Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis. On behalf of the Curatorium of Secrets, I wish you all the best of luck.
So you're just going to...
Why should I get involved?
What if we told you we can't do this without you?
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it worth my while.
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. But if you insist on compensation,
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices.
Million more.
The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a Moonchanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box around.
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be ley line fodder by now. If there's any way we can make this work, I'd really like to help her.
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest at. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well.
Would I hadn't look like last stream?
That fragment that Rerir was after. Do you still have it on you?
Of course.
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some leads.
But
You actually have some leads?
Shh. This is top secret.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, and that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. We need time to make our move, so someone will have to stall him.
Dainsley.
I'm in for this part, no matter what.
Count me in.
Come off it, you two. Quit playing. I'm way ahead of you here. Ineppa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkake craft shop. Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Krai. So as long as the rest of you keep moving, he won't catch on to your scent and won't...
I like it. Genius idea.
No biggie.
All right then, we'll split into 3 teams. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others. Dismissed!
This is a cool layer.
Lady Damselette. Wait, and you two? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing your luck. Don't
We
blame
just
me for
want to
doing
meet
what we have to.
Sandrone, bro.
You really think that's gonna scare us off?
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see Sandra.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against? We'll let you leave in one piece.
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
no. But...
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day.
Hoi, 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 hoi. Rah, rah, rah.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time?
We need your help.
Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you any.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my neck out for your sakes.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What? Huh? You mean...
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nod Krai?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nod Krai are me and... What is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent, insensitive guests who won't stop at—
I bet you served them the worst tea you have.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one at first, Rosaline? Now you? I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offerings?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time.
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia! Have Febronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't your brightest. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on, it may be a different group of people.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might... Guess that's our cue to leave. That might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay a little longer. Huh? What do you mean?
listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for the facility.
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this. Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? Huh. You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing it. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Or you... Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting an...
I know. But...
this is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense...
Cooler. Gosh.
Come on,
Yeah,
then,
but-
Mr. Ray here. Let's pit It's Your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations.
I need to see Sandrone creations versus Aino creations. Yo. Yo, this is sick. Hey, he's gotta sign me up, bro. Oh, this one does now. Oh, they're getting closer and closer. That's crazy. The guy is walking in with Aura alone.
Polonia, get him!
Pioneer.
I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this once and for
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here, you big...
Curse it. Moon. Go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten far.
Damn. Curatorium of Secret. Marionette got wrong. Wrong.
So this is your method for investigating Rarir's past?
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're used to with the...
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so... Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure compass.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it looks like you're all set. When do we begin?
Whenever we wish. But for some reason, I've got a feeling this isn't going to end well.
What does she mean by that, bro? What does she mean by that?
I've never faced Rarir myself, but from what you've told me, his power is beyond anything I could imagine. I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am, forced to make an enemy of him.
You're being a good person and assisting your friend. That's a good thing.
You're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying? You're getting cold feet?
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power I'm relying on will even work on an opponent of this caliber.
Excalibur.
And also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral out of control. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate.
You're moving like me for real.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's...
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rarir, there's no such thing as being too prepared. Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day. Yehoda, I need you to find someone for me. The sooner the better.
Eh?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure company.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was completely lost and sold me a... Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere.
Is it Worry? Is she gonna fight Worry? A few moments later.
Hey.
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept it.
Dori Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you two doing business together.
If you want to make it big in Krai, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel that interests me. It was back when I first arrived in Krai. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an adverse reaction to the coup, and when you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. Good thing my I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to extend a 20% discount to fellow friends of Boss, plus any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. Huh, what can I say? The great lords. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble. I've got
You guessed correctly. What have you got in the way of survival?
the one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient suit of armor dredged up from the bottom of the sea? At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're worried about staying alive, it must be pretty serious.
What if I told you it's someone with the power to...
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf treasures. I don't have anything like that in stock right now. I'll have to ask my supplier.
You're
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit. If you're willing to wait, I can...
Then let me...
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No?
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one.
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now.
See you later! You're my favorite shopkeeper.
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now begin. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things in your mind's eye. So remember, don't be frightened, and don't make a sound. Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past.
Tholindis, bro. Let boys see Tholindis.
I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. It's a more ordinary house than I might have. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came from surprisingly humble beginnings.
Humble beginning.
Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Unlikely. It was said to be a very prosperous nation in its heyday. Anyway.
Keep exploring. I can't run? That's crazy.
Hi, Rivier. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about their menu. I'll test it out, And if it's as good as everyone's saying, let's go back together sometime. P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a pin rack. Hope you like.
They didn't sign their name, but they must have been
With the wheels diary, that's crazy. You can do all that? Damn, I gotta watch myself.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindis was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, someone who... But if he invites me again, chances...
Felindis. That's the same name Rerir mentioned.
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I heard it's even mild. I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground, so it doesn't get much? That would explain why they use so much stone in there. They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many options when it comes to dining.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. I wonder what it is. He really is a professional. No wonder, despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained certain habits, at least in this regard. Did Rary rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than a stagnant pool, the burial place of a fallen moon. A withered, windless It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely withered away.
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. What the burial place of a...
It should be...
Rerir, over here.
Yo, Rerir and Dainslev.
Dane! Oh, and, Vedafin here? What a surprise to see you here, sir.
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me so formally outside of court.
He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even the court prophet deserves a break every now and then, right?
Well, I'm flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Hey, don't look at me.
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question? How's that coming along?
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was an even greater...
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you either.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? I'm guessing...
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by a member of the King's Guard. Quite.
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me.
Me? Same old, same old. Nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Fed?
It's nothing.
Vedafilnir. Dainslif's elder brother. renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary, and said to possess a wisdom far beyond the reach of any ordinary man. And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or just another of the Vinster King's blades? Why did he react so strongly? Was it...
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. Perfectly normal. As frightening as this monster is in the present,
My pleasure.
Felindus? You're back early?
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been? Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter? Has your boss been giving you a hard...
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vedifilnir showed up today, too.
Ah, Mr. Vedifilnir. Yes, I've heard of him.
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? You can be such a child sometimes, Revier. We're nobodies. Why would the Visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has much bigger fish to fry.
Maybe you're right.
You worry too much, Revier. We've been together for ages now, and everything...
So, you do remember. Tell me then. What's your answer?
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies.
All right. Take your time. Nobodies. Sounds about right. Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to why. Because we eliminated them and got rid of their bodies. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even what becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he... Felindus? It's nothing. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together. Cherishing...
See? You just need to stay positive, Revier. I can feel your warmth, your breath. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me. So smile, my love.
You're right, Thelinda.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set for the ball tonight? I need to go get ready.
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, though.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting too long, I won't be a happy bunny.
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes without saying. Besides, they're two completely different things.
All right. quite outfitted.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services by giving the impression that he was just a... He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancé to know about his other life. Then again, that's hardly surprising. People in the intelligence trade rarely do. Who'd have thought? Let's dig a little deeper.
Anyway, never get interested by never playing tonight.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Rahier of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon, and 67 accomplices.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the all-seeing Vinster King, now guides our nation on the path to prosperity. Khanria has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth, choosing instead to romanticize the past.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was... Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day.
You still haven't told her what you really...
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the King's hand-picked executioners? That your hands are...
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did. Orphans...
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct descendants of the Crimson Moon. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular. I have a feeling that we may soon become targets of the Crimson Moon's retribution.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. Take care, Rahier of Solnari. I look forward...
Thanks, Thorkel. You look after yourself, too. Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. The Moonlit Dynasty's are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call forth... Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some... I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens, I will.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. So that's what they were I've investigated this whole area now. There doesn't seem to be any other memories here. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second. What's this black...
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rerir. You're in for it.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt...
Oh, sure.
Thank you. But I'm afraid...
For someone so young,
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what...
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so not long ago, the Rahier of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds.
Sorry, I don't know why you're...
Wait. His name is Rerir. And he claimed...
What did you...
A cruel irony, isn't it?
Why are you
Simple.
How strange. Rarier couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't. Why would her memories appear? The ceremony won't last much longer.
That's crazy.
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Rarier's fragment to spy directly on his memories?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you could do that, boss! Seriously, that was amazing! We're not worthy. We're not worthy! I gotta admit, though, I'm itching to see what happens next. Feels like we barely scratched the surface.
I'm just as curious as you are, but the ceremony only allows for limited time inside. That's all we can see for now. Luckily, we managed to learn quite a lot.
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing okay too, especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission is a risky one. Let's hope it's all going smoothly.
What I know is that
If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
supposed to help them, boy.
Final boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure it's all.
Secret base, yo. Thunderclap Reef.
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly 2 days now. These things just won't quit. Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but with them constantly sweeping the area, our way out is completely blocked. Oh, that's never gonna work. One little slip up and it's game over. If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rarier. And once he knows we're here, it won't be long before he... Oh, guess you're right. All right, time to zip it.
Lock in, man. Alright, lock in, lock in. Find this way.
Quick, hide! We almost got spotted. Phew, that was a close call.
Jumbo.
Watch out! He's coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle.
It was easier than like all the rest you would have done.
Oh, there's no end to these things.
Fire.
Fire?
The Knave.
Wait, what's that smell?
It's the Knave.
Fire!
It's the Knave. Yo. She popped the ult on them, boy.
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of your power. Freedom comes at a heavy price, doesn't it?
It's Arlecchino! You came!
Hello again, Columbine.
Raymond said it like that, bro.
And greetings, guests of the House of the Hearth.
Yo.
It's been a while, Arlecchino.
Okay, time to see Sandrone cut in half.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Whatever. I've got all the data I need. Next time we meet, you're finished.
We keep saying that and lose every time. Lose every time. You gotta back it up when you say those kind of things. Gotta back it up.
He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you need a...
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Can't you see I'm... Wait a minute.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
How considerate of her. Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her...
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, we'll leave this place to you. You've got it.
Yeah, no scene.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourselves.
All of them are back at the secret Basti. Into the secret base and discuss your steps.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Need these people. Can't hide the truth.
That's probably gonna be for Varka. That's mad. What kind of trash secret place is that, man? That's a bus. It's a bus.
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing. Where's Flint's and the others? And what about Niffer?
Wait, did we see flames? No.
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Aino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy us some time. As for Miss
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you all in on the top.
I see. Then let's get right into it. But first, who do we have here? You brought someone else in to help?
It's the knave.
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime tea party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlecchino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them?
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon name...
You're well informed, Grandmaster.
A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Krai, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to hold a...
Oh, the feelings...
A Fatui
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess we can't just start trusting Fatui.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui...
Nor does Krai belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting for it all Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the spoils of victory. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui really have been the source of many of our troubles. We have our own way of doing things here in Krai. But ever since they arrived,
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. This has nothing to do as a gesture of good faith. I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore more of her power. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. Looks like she doesn't want to give away too many secrets after all, but she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. Guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers after all. One look and you can tell she's not someone you'd want to mess with.
What does that mean, weakest?
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic. Yehoda, time to share that top-secret intel.
We would never had planned. Would never had found
listen
out.
up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary mission was to hunt down and assassinate the so-called Dregs of the Crimson Moon.
Ooh.
The Dregs of the Crimson Moon?
In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a whole bunch of other stuff from the time of Conria.
Why Columbina just watching her smiling, bro? Nah.
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different Conrian dynasties.
Both of them plotting, man.
Long,
Oops.
long ago, But one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed, hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets it left behind. So, he sent the Rehir of Solnari to secretly hunt down the Crimson Moon's few remaining followers. In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal as any other person. Oh, and he had a fiancé, or at least a would-be fiancé, called Tholindis. What's the matter?
Verfnir, Freindaughter, Flinders.
Imano, he fiance, bro. Can't fight them.
Interesting. Anything else? What about this would-be fiancée of his? Do we know anything about her?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum, but it felt like she was hiding some kind of secret.
And she was hot.
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerear's fragment also contained some of Thelindis's memories, though only a very small portion.
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can conclude that while Thelindis was still around, Rerear appeared to be
It's the
lucid and
lust
quite
of her that made boy mad. I mean,
Thelindis, it
makes
seems,
sense.
must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me though, were these pure-blood Conorians we're talking about here?
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conrian,
Then we might find her, bring her to him, and they live happily ever after.
just like how it was with the captain.
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance Rerear might regain some of his sanity?
It's possible, but it would take a miracle. We can't pin all our hopes on that.
Imagine if we bring her to him and he just kills her. That'd be
merchant
crazy.
who never knows, Dori Sangama Bay. Maybe we could hire her to look into it.
All right then. Let's keep working in our separate teams. Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino will go look for the iridescent moon's marrow.
Okay, no scene.
As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the wild hunt at this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too. So I'm thinking of gathering together.
I'll head back to the curatorium and meet up with the boss.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting on with.
I like how we all just came in and just allowed Barker to just, be like the leader,
Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. If that is the case, someone will need to pass the news on to Flint's. I'll hold the fort for now, then discuss our next move with Flint's, Ino, and Anefa when they get back.
Yeah, no scene.
Alright then.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be
I wanna
on
know
our
what
way.
these two are plotting.
We'd
These
better
two
get
were
moving
definitely
too.
plotting.
We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Now, I decided to call in some backup since things are getting so hairy. Our reinforcements should be here any minute now.
I want to
Stay
know who
safe,
the
everyone.
reinforcements are,
Dismissed.
bruv. Man, just standing up. That's crazy. Okay, Flims and
We're
friends
back.
are back.
Did we get here a little early? Or a little late?
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, our resident moon goddess has found us a new ally. Everything going smoothly on your end?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken out way faster than we imagined.
It was for real once I see Columbina. Massacre, bro.
I'm gonna make some more
Massacre.
later, but I need a timeout first.
But we
I'm
still
so
gotta figure out the
tired
reason
right
why
now.
specifically Columbina. It has to have something to do with Columbina.
Oh, right! Inefa, could you fill in Uncle Varka on what we just discussed with Flint's?
Yeah,
Sure.
enough, Jane.
Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went But according to Flint's intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt had already occurred in Krai in the period leading up to that.
It was a bigger plot than that, man.
Revere had regained his body when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory at least.
Flints, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Krai are rallying to fight back against the Wild Hunt. I know, I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for now,
Is
stay here and get some rest.
machine.
And Effa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I? A deal's a deal. Not a word about my snack intake for the next week.
Database updated. Reliability of Aino's predictions increased.
What does that mean?
They were betting on how you'd respond after hearing their intel.
It's the obvious choice, isn't it? That's hardly worth betting on.
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation over at Amsfartnir on her own. You might as well stay here and keep watch. Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides...
So basically they're saying they don't want to show Varka's ability.
Ambushing Rerir.
They're basically saying that
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment. Well,
they just don't want to show his abilities yet, you know.
See you when you get back.
No scene. Oh, sure, with Kino now. This is what you call real plotting. Real plotting. We're in a domain right now. That's crazy. That is definitely crazy.
This will serve as a good spot to cross over.
Arlecchino, hold up a second. Since you brought us all this way, would you mind telling us what you've got planned?
If you don't mind.
We still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if even Columbina doesn't know where the iridescent moon's marrow is, how do you?
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon, and one of the last surviving embers of the Two Worlds' flames.
Huh? Are you serious? Isn't you're a descendant of that
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first learned of it.
I'm probably assuming she only recently learned.
The more I realized, the signs had been there all along. When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood through my veins and smoldered away inside my nerves. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence within the fire would begin to gnaw. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this too.
The fact that we're now learning about her hands is
Once I
crazy.
became a harbinger, the jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations over the past few years, there are several things that I have gradually come to understand. For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange blackness is the mark of corruption it has left behind.
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your...
Yes, and that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far. It's essentially...
Oh, sounds intense.
Oh, so you gotta limit yourself. That's crazy.
The rest of my story can wait. Is there anything else about the Crimson Moon or the Iridescent Moon that you're unclear about?
question. So, the crimson moon that the Karians used to worship was does that mean that the Karians were to the crimson moon as the frost moon scions are to the frost moon?
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. The iridescent moon's remains simply served as their link to the abyss. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of ideological divide. Either way, a dissenting faction staged a coup and drove out the royal heirs of the Crimson Moon dynasty. Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead.
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar in your presence. When I looked at you, I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye. In your flames, I saw its broken image, surrounded by a strange black aura.
Plotting, they were just doing moon things.
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery, and I'd prefer not to end up as the object of an insane research project. Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's any other questions, they'll have to wait. I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letter, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain...
That's right. The iridescent moon is already part of who you are.
Deal. Then let's get started.
She's just getting stronger, just so.
Get what started? What does this place have to do with the crimson moon?
Just probably have to go through this door.
When I first became a harbinger, the jester gave me a book called Harry, also known as Leobranto Inamorato.
What?
You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era, but setting aside the tangled... In the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that received...
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real? And what kind of induction ceremony?
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they might lose control, they subjected these children to a process of refinement. They made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to having died and seen a crimson moon. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, "Within the fireplace, you have traversed the flames between two worlds. Here and now, you are born anew." The book leaves much unsaid, but I suspect that this was their way of...
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes sense that it would be...
There's no fireplace here. Do you see a chimney anywhere?
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two worlds.
So we gotta walk into you. That's crazy, but okay. Never seen.
Those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, people believed they could be used to bridge the gap between the two worlds of life and death. In short, I can open a passage to that space for you. That's the easy part. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open, so I won't be able to come with you. Once you're inside, you'll have to find your own way.
To find my own way.
Very well. Then I'll open it up.
Gotta find my own way.
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if you would. I may need it.
No scene.
now. It should be enough to move us across short distances.
But still, let me mod out what needs to be modded out. Let's lock in, yo.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent.
This is the best in-game cutscene I've seen. Gosh. Oh, this is like the Fortnite glider.
One word of advice. As you're crossing over, no matter what voices you hear, do not answer.
I'll see. If I hear my brother, I'm definitely gonna answer.
The sinister gloom inside, but also the familiar light of the moon. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend who has changed beyond all recognition. All right, let's go.
Let's go. Enter the space where the crimson moon is. Okay. Let's walk up deviously. The music is so cool. It matches the I don't know what to say. The ambience. Yo. What the hell, boy? I'm getting dizzy. I'm getting dizzy, bro. It's crazy.
I sense your presence and craving death and rebirth. Wait, why are you? You have crossed over from another world, transcended fate itself. I have no right to. Hey, look up at the sky! A red moon! This must be the spot, right?
It's
Is that the abyss?
Ooh.
Fill the entire place!
I wanna indulge in that, man. I wanna indulge in that.
Fragments of your broken body, seized by the abyss, and hung up aloft like mummified remains. Iridescent moon, was this truly what you wished for?
Careful! There's something spooky about this place. Feels like something is lurking in the fog. Haimon's right behind you.
Lurking in the fog.
Don't run off without her.
No scene, man.
By the way, Columbina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon.
It's still gonna be a part. No answer? Okay. It's beef.
No more lies.
I've always known it was beef, you know.
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
Mind the side effects.
Forest, protect. It all adds up. Can't hide the truth.
To the moon, bro. It's oozing. It's oozing. That looks tasty.
A bitter pill to swallow.
You poor lost. No more lies.
Pick my next monitor.
Huh? For real? That's way too high. There's no way we'll be able to reach it.
No. I'm not sensing anything up there. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of weird shadow over the water.
Oh, I am a rear.
Wait, see that? Looks like a mechanism of some sort. Let's check it out.
No scene.
Oh, looks like a device from the time of Karia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we can activate it, we might find some clues. Hey, look at that! Now that the mechanism's running, the shadow in the water looks different. You think these mechanisms might be the key to unlocking the secret? Let's try to find more of them!
Thalindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands. We'll be heading back now.
I hope this isn't ruining date night.
Ugh. Mind your own business. Just leave me.
Thalindis? Is that Rear's girlfriend? How come we're... Oh, yeah!
The Abyss has made this space extremely unstable. Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did were preserved here. Like echoes.
Whenever I see this view, it's waning moon. Oh, lifeless damsel, weeping on the mountain crest. Morning still and for me, of all people, to be here investigating the mysteries of the Crimson Moon.
It was for the moon, unlike rear.
You poor.
Looks like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
We gotta shoot it with Z-beam.
A bitter pill to swallow.
No more lies. Can't hide the truth.
Let's see what you're made of.
Let me just check to see if there were any chests on top there. Can't climb in domains, bro, that's crazy. Changed again.
I see. So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the 3 moons, is the key to unlocking.
Ooh.
If it really does exist, then maybe this madness can finally be put to an end.
We need to figure out what we said. Yeah, I mean, not go in the water. I look like I'll die if I go in the water. Yo. And purification. Okay.
With the Abyss inhibitors in place, I should be able to access the chamber with the moon marrow. Oh, Revier, with every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But you're not the root of the problem. Ever since that outsider set foot in Conria, the Vinster King has sunken deeper, and if only I could...
Hey look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Alindis' voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow. Do you think maybe it's hidden in the moon's reflection?
It must be. For within it, I sense the fragile...
Then there's no time to lose! Let's go!
Let go, let go. Yeah, I thought I was gonna dead. Yo.
These things are so creepy! Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow! That must be the iridescent moon's marrow! Oh, but we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it!
Yo, and they got enemies. The enemies. Crazy. I tend to slaughter these boys and girls.
Remember, health comes first.
Let's see what you're made of.
That's one factor. Yeah, I gotta walk up like a normal human. Yes, sir.
Strike a blow! The Dactylus! No more lies.
Time to go clean.
A bitter pill to swallow.
You poor love.
Let's see what you're made of.
Hang in there! We're so close!
Roots.
The Dactylus sealed.
Seems like...
Leave
this place. With one heart,
It all adds up.
Time to come clean.
Okay. Now we gotta bring that out for Kino.
We finally did it! The iridescent moon's marrow. Still burning away like an undying flame. If we can purify the abyssal power within, we should be able to obtain its untainted essence.
Leave it to boy. Yo. It's red as ever. Hmm?
Is it you? Huh? At long last. I'm sorry. I lied to you. Even knowing what was the moment the moon shattered, my body began to split apart.
Breathe it in, my goddess.
Like I was being. Tell me, what was it that brought you to us all that time ago? If you look so puzzled, but trust me when I say that everything happens for a reason.
What was that all about? Was that the guy? It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend. But none of us have ever met her.
Perhaps she took me for the goddess of the frost moon she once knew. For a fading soul like hers, our auras must be too similar to tell apart.
But anyway, we've got the iridescent moon's marrow now. That should help you regain your strength, right?
Well, it's supposed to. Because it made me come if absolutely nothing. Then.
Up with Arlecchino.
Yo, let's see.
This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel.
Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy.
Columbina ain't even running, she's literally just skipping. Oh, let me see milk. Gosh. Columbina cryo confirmed. I mean, I'm Hydro.
This is where you fall. Witness my rise. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, Arlecchino got stronger. At my command, you shall fall.
We made it!
Hi.
Was that you, Arlecchino? Did you save us? Wait, your hands! They're...
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay.
Come on, man.
The Abyss wanted to trap you inside.
Why everybody in this game like to kill
defied its
themselves,
will
bro?
by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already fused with the Abyss. Purification would simply destroy whatever's left of them.
Oh, we're so sorry, Arlecchino. Paimon can't believe you'd make a sacrifice like this for us?
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is I was
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care. From this day forth.
Gosh, you're better than Mavrika now.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, Columbina.
She's stronger than Mavrika. I mean, no, she's not stronger than Archon. What is man saying? Gosh. Moonlight, hey, hey.
Feeling stronger?
Feeling weaker.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still, I think it's fair to say that you're
It's still...
Whoa. She's back to the third harbinger now.
One more ray of moonlight, if you would. It's okay. I can take it.
At least write your will before. Damn. Moonlight, hey. Now it's one-on-one against Reverie now.
Fighting fit?
At the very least, I won't have to stay. I want to see him gone from Not Krai. The
Well, it's good to have. When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog drifting in from who knows where, ready to scatter at the first sign of a breeze. But now, you're full of vitality, just like the Frost Moon, once the brightest of them all. May you keep shining, Columbina. This is who you are.
This is who we are. Who we are.
I know you have plans of your own, and that's why you're always seeking to grow stronger.
Don't come back.
But whatever you're after, don't let the abyss take a hold of you. I do not wish to see you go down the same path as Revier.
I appreciate the concern, Columbina. Although perhaps it's time you took a new name.
Are you telling me an Archon could take on a sinner?
A new name?
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
Maiden Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. They describe who she is and the roles she's played, but they're not her real name. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. Up till now, you've been living. All I'll say is this. Once you've defeated Rerir, give it some thought. All right, that's it from me. I'll get you back safely first.
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway, let's get going. There are more urgent things to do.
Okay, actually, what this actually was actually pretty better than all the last actuaries. The last few actuaries was some burns.
And that's all that matters. In other words,
Where's the base? Okay, we're gonna stay away from that base for now. Okay. Phew. Well, why did I pop that over? Okay, whatever. Okay. Okay, so we can do another one of this. So let me do this. I'll give you my thoughts, and then I'll end stream. That's the plan right now.
Mind the side effect.
Can't hide the truth.
It all falls into place.
Usable pistol. And then let's get our constellation.
Why does Ashru sit up
You don't get the star letter?
to welcome our client?
Damn, that's crazy.
A kitty.
Okay,
Gotta earn his kibble somehow.
um, why do I keep going in the wrong thing? Okay, now we can switch choice. Okay, I guess I gotta wait till next week to switch choice. Guess I gotta wait till next week. Alright, so we did that. We did a little thing. Okay, everything good. Right, now let me get my thoughts before I why in the stream mode basically, yeah. Like it's a good like setup for like, you know, the big fight against your rear, Columbine getting back up power. You know, we're getting to see some new faces for the first time, like Vaka and all that, and everyone is doing their own thing, so it's better. This is personally my favorite act 3. If we're comparing act 3s, I'll give it a 10. And if it's just a quest, generally, I'll give it an 8. It was a good quest. It was a good quest, so yeah, really good quest. I'm excited for Act 4. I'll be doing Act 4 tomorrow, and can't wait to see where everything goes down, everything we've been setting up for. I can't wait. I'm excited. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. It's been your boy, Must Be Chad. Remember to stay healthy, stay clean, and I'm gonna catch you guys all in the next one. Peace.